Hello, welcome back. This is Jacob and today we are going to be continuing the Let's Play for Reverse 1999. This is a very chill menu music. kind of very fitting for the image in the background right now, but yeah, this is very chill. But yeah, anyway, today we're going to be jumping into the first of the two character stories of this patch cycle. I'm very happy that Paper Heron was limited because that character story would have been gone a long time ago at this point. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what this is gonna be about and, or rather more specifically, when this is gonna be about. Because I'm gonna presume that this story is gonna be mostly set like in the times before even the main portion, the main story of this patch, I would say. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It would be cool, honestly, it would be very cool if the story would be like from the time before she got before the whole thing happened with her master and everything with the immortality maybe. Or but we'll see. I'm very curious about the story, what they're gonna be doing. Plus one of you told me in the comments a couple of episodes ago that there is a bit more hints on the whole drifting into the future stuff, connection, yada yada stuff. We'll see. I'm very curious. I'm very curious what this is gonna entail. But before we do that, on the previous episode we went through a character story and at least on my end, a lot of pre-storm protocol nonsense. But yeah, the character story for Gatian was okay. I did see the sentiment also echoed back in the comments of the last episode that it's okay. Nothing too crazy even happens in the story, and you get a bit more on the mountain. Essentially, the whole story is, I would at least say the whole story is more meant to intrigue you more about the mountain and what it could be. I mean, it definitely seems like it's probably another Aperion kind of thing, but I will be honest, I'm more interested to know where the poor guy who left the mountain ended up in, or when he ended up in, because I cannot imagine how you must feel when you disappear from one time, one era, and you suddenly appear in another one without even knowing what happened. The poor guy finally got his resolve together, leaves the mountain. And who knows where and when he ended up in. Good God. But yeah, outside of that, it was okay. As a story, was okay. The pre-storm protocol stuff is, however, on the other hand, definitely building up to something. And I'm very curious what. One of you said in the comments that apparently the patch after the next one, so the next one being 3.5 and the one after that being 3.6, that one, 3.6, apparently it's gonna be a small patch, and there's gonna be more pre-storm protocol in there. I'm looking forward to it. Whatever they're building up with this pre-storm protocol stuff, and Lorenz also being in the mix and stuff like that, I'm curious. I'm curious what they're building up. Like I think I said it in a previous episode, if they're building up a completely new either side story or maybe even a main story entry with them in the future, that the pre-storm protocol is just being kind of like a teaser for all of that. I'm down for that. Honestly, I'm just happy that someone early on in the Let's Play suggested to me to play through the pre-storm protocol stuff, that it has story and it's interesting, the story for it. I'm happy that someone suggested that, because this is this is gonna prove probably very useful at some point. So yeah, thank you whoever so many episodes ago suggested to play pre-storm protocol. Thank you for the suggestion. It's paying dividends. It's slowly but surely paying dividends. But anyway, on the previous episode, there was an interesting comment going over a couple of things that I wasn't fully sure about what they were about, or rather I had questions that I believe even someone said in an earlier pre-storm episode in this Let's Play. But anyway, on the previous part. Once again, a Mask said, the girl in Pre-Storm who they can't remember her name is most likely the toy box version of Vertin, as they mentioned she's the only one who after a storm still remembers everything without being reset. Right, actually that makes sense, and that is the point I think someone said many episodes ago, either when I was playing the last Pre-Storm Protocol or something, because yeah, the girl, that specific girl is someone who has been in, I can't remember how many, at least 1 or 2 of the Pre-Storm Protocols before, I can't remember, but yeah, it would make very much sense if that is the toy box version of Vertin. Anyway, I think she knows Ulrich and Enigma are responsible for the storm in their world. Their world referring to the Pre-Storm toy box world, but trusts them to realize what they're doing is wrong. The woman who talks to X is most likely the Lorenz assassin from Aleph's story, who said her name is Lorenz Butterfly. Still looking for him. Right. I was thinking while editing the episode when I was looking at the portrait, because again, the portrait, I was even looking at it during the story when I was reading the text, but yeah, definitely looks unique. I don't remember a silhouette like that. Like usually, even for a bit more important NPCs, they sometimes use like a silhouette that is just a character that you've seen before, right? So considering this one seemed very unique, that would make a lot of sense. And yeah, would also make a lot of sense for X reporting to Miss Butterfly Lady on top of it, right? Anyway, you continue. Something interesting is that she said she had Ludwig as a target before and was a philosophy teacher until he told the students that being a philosophy teacher was pointless and then disappeared without a trace. And now Ludwig has disappeared from Laplace again. This story raises many questions about Ludwig and Lorenz. Yeah, definitely does. Definitely does. Especially about Ludwig and what the hell this guy is doing. Because he seems to have some very erratic behavior right now. And everyone seems to just be perplexed about whatever the hell he's doing. So, yeah, again, I feel like they're building up something. I feel like they're building up something with this story that is taking place through, not just throughout the Pre-Storm Protocol, but also that little blurb that was in the Aleph story after you finish the chapter as well, where you actually first time hear properly hear about Lorenz Butterfly and actually see her talk. You don't see her, you just see her text. But you actually get to meet this person for the first time there, which is, yeah, interesting. Interesting. I wonder what they're doing with it, what they're building up with it, if there's gonna be a future side story that is gonna feature these characters. So, hi. Almost completely done with the recording and... recording Jacob here, and as I was about to watch the trailers at the end of this episode for Paper Heron, I've spotted this little thing, and yeah, on the regards of there's probably gonna be a Lorenz and or Butterfly story soon. I see what the next patch is about now. Well, that came sooner than I expected, I guess. Well, color me interested. Color me interested indeed. Anyway, back to the regular scheduled episode. But I'm intrigued, or they're just gonna keep on going with the Pre-Storm Protocol, which, whatever. If that's the case, whatever. They can keep doing that as long as it's interesting, I guess. I'll keep playing it, I'll keep documenting it throughout the Let's Play. But yeah. Anyway, Mask, thank you very much for setting a couple of things straight and giving me a couple of pointers what might be what and who might be who in that whole thing. Thank you very much. But anyway, time to jump into this and see where this is gonna go. So, spring comes slowly. We meet again in the new year, as May blossoms fade and apricot flowers bloom. Let the past drift away on the wind, let it bring us spring. Aha. Okay, didn't immediately jump into a cutscene. How many do we have? 8. Okay, standard. Alright. I wonder if actually, yeah, there's probably a minigame. I see some unique little icons on certain stages. That's probably some minigame. Alright, let's see. A Daoist Awoken. Oh yeah, this definitely sounds like this is gonna be set in the in the past. The morning began with soothing silence, punctuated only by a soft, cool breeze. And soon after, the first rays of sunlight broke through in full, announcing the first gasp of spring. A young Daoist rests atop a leafy tree, feathered by the spring breeze and shaded by the leaves, slowly drifting towards sleep. Okay, focusing on the text and this, the shades of the leaves going in the background is making me so dizzy, I will not lie. Faint voices from below rouse her. She leans in to listen carefully.
Master.
Finch? Though drowsy from her rest, she leans closer still, trying to make out what the voices are saying, only to lose her balance and fall into endless darkness. Aha! In Chantown. What, Chan? The sky above is dull, pale gray. The first lunar month has just ended, and despite the melting of the ice and snow, the air feels colder than it should. The innkeeper slowly paces about the courtyard with her hands behind her back before deciding to rest in an empty chair. It's freezing. Why hasn't that boy thrown more wood on the fire? Where is that lout anyway? Okay. What happened? Okay, unknown. Didn't anyone teach you that there are rules all year? Okay, who is this now? I don't care about your rules, I follow my own principles. What's happening? Is it too much to ask for a single day where no one draws their weapon in my inn? The innkeeper sighs and slips away from her barely warm chair, moving deftly around the corridor to hide herself. Madam! I was wondering where you'd gone off to. Avoiding your work, no doubt. This is hardly my fault. Besides, it's not as though we have any real customers today.
Shh.
Be quiet. They might hear you. All right. I'll just take a quick look and see what's happening. Oh, my. The man has a knife in his hand. But the girl he's facing actually looks calm, relaxed even. Wait, that peculiar mule on hers seems familiar. Oh, is it Paper Heron? The innkeeper pulls the curious waiter back down and glares at him. What are you doing? Are you trying to get the both of us killed? Please don't break my elm tables and chairs. I only bought them this winter. Why must they start a fight just as we're closing for the night? A sudden yawn comes from a forgotten corner. Okay, that's Paper Heron, so whoever is fighting is someone else. Closing time already. The young Daoist in red lifts her head from her arms. A crease from her sleeve has left a faint mark on her cheek. She stands up and brushes off her clothes, but looks reluctant to leave.
But
I haven't finished my mung bean cakes. Forget about the cakes. You'd better find somewhere to hide. There's going to be a fight. Isn't the fight already happening? Should it get out of hand, some innocent bystander may get hurt, And that's the last thing I need on my conscience. A fight? Where? I don't see... What do you mean you don't see any? She's way too laid back. She's way too laid back. I don't see any. Oh. What are you... Why are you sitting back down?
Don't worry.
Because there's nothing to worry about. That girl knows her limits. She'll be careful. What about the angry-looking man? The man? Oh, he's certain to lose. Oh, so sleepy. This will take a while. Wake me when you close. What? This is no time for a nap? The Daoist gives a casual wave of her hand, her head already resting on the table once more. This woman's just a cat. Paper Heron is literally just a cat. Nothing else. Just sleeps. While the Daoist sleeps soundly, tensions run high near the gate. Okay, you look unique. Girl with a mule. I feel like you're about to spring up with a full life to the model, considering that portrait. Even if they don't aspire to be a hero, a Daoist should never use their skills to cheat people. Who spoke any words of heroes? I'll let some irritating little bug lecture me. Come on, let's see what you're made of. It takes no strength to know right from wrong, and this is a wrong I cannot walk away from. Big talk, little bug. Let's go! Ugh. The man pushed back a step into the courtyard, nearly topples before steadying himself. Bug's waiting! Come on! From his hiding spot, the waiter slaps a nearby wall in realization. I remember her! She was involved in that trouble at the pawn shop last month. Apparently, the pawnbroker Wong was pressuring a customer to sell their family heirloom. That girl happened to pass by, so she intervened to try and reason with him. After exchanging only a few words, it escalated into a full-blown fight. Oh, that girl! She showed up just before the Dusha festival, if I'm not mistaken. I heard she was looking for the what was it again? Tea flows? Whether she found it or not, she's certainly causing a world of trouble. Neither pawnbroker Wong, talisman seller Li, nor the head of the armored escort, Mr. Zhao, could stand against her. Damn, okay. The waiter counts out the names on his fingers, while the innkeeper shakes her head disapprovingly. She's certainly bitten off more than she can chew this time.
Oh no!
Oh no, they're coming this way. Come, let's get out of here. You there, are you coming? Let her sleep. The sleeping Daoist only shifts place in response. Clearly more interested in staying where she is. As the fight draws closer, the innkeeper lets out a merry sigh, grabs her bumbling waiter by the collar, and rushes into the kitchen. Holy hell. So, you've gotten a few tricks up your sleeve after all. Not bad. Yep. She gets a full life to the model. Okay. Alright. If you return the money you swindled and swear to clean up your act, I'll let you go. And what makes you think I'll stay true to my word? That money is long gone, and I wouldn't be so confident if I were you. With a glance at the napping Daoist, the man's sneer twists into a malicious grin. He flicks his wrist, sending his knife flying toward her. Watch out! Gritting her teeth, she pivots and throws her longsword, sending it flying through the air and knocking the knife aside. She breathes a subtle sigh of relief. Yeah, and he's gonna use the opportunity to attack now. The longsword clatters to the ground, the sound almost lost in the man's bellowing laughter. With another sneer, he draws a second blade and brings it down in a heavy swing.
I don't think that's for the best.
Thank you, the voice line didn't match what is happening, but sure, what did she actually say? Now that's a little much, don't you think? Yep, okay. Close enough. The blade stops mid-descent, its edge caught between a pair of fingers. White chi coats the Daoist fingertips. She turns and smiles at the stunned girl. Apologies for interrupting. I'm sure you can handle him yourself. But I just hate it when people don't play fair.
My cake!
I should have... No, my cake! She swiftly brings her index and middle fingers together, tracing a sigil in the air. And once the blade knocked cake sails back onto the table. That was close. A Daoist? The man looks over and notices the white jade sword at her side. So you had a powerful master waiting for you, did you? Powerful master? Who? Where? I can never tell if she's actually playing dumb or if she is just, like, not there when stuff is happening. It's funny. Regardless, it's funny. Anyway. You're nothing but a fraud. Despicable little bug. I know nothing of her. I really only came for the cakes. Trouble showed up, so I stepped in. Nothing more, nothing less.
But...
Now that you've stopped, perhaps we can talk this out like reasonable people. The man lashes out with another strike, harmlessly cutting through the air above the Daoist's head. Not a talker, I see.
贯气民宿，沉动开威。
Alright. And some kind of minigame? Yup. Wait, what am I doing? Am I cutting stuff? Paper Heron needs to control the flow of chi to transform the paper and complete the paper cutting. First drag from here and control the flow of chi along the line. Wow, really? We're doing this? Okay, sure. This is like drawing with a mouse. It's very awkward. God. Trying to be as precise. I know I don't have to be, but I'm trying to be as precise as possible. Oh, fuck. Okay. Second, tap here and use T to cut out the details. Okay. Ah, okay, I see. This is a very simple minigame outside of the be as precise as possible section. Alright. Burp! A red paper swallow flutters in the air, spins twice, then comes to rest on the tip of the man's knife. Is that all you've got? The paper swallow teeters on the spot.
Oh, my mistake.
Sorry. Haven't done this for a while now. No.
What's wrong?
Excuse me, what? That caught me so off guard. Why did they use that sound? But what's wrong? so relaxed. What's happening? The man only stares dumbfounded as the swallow snatches the knife by the hilt and flies off with it toward the gate. My knife! You two... Ah, fine. You and your master win this round, little bug. But let me see you in Chinatown again.
Not to worry.
I see the name and I want to read it as Chug. As Chugtown. I'm sorry. Anyway. What a coincidence. I was planning on moving on anyway. Oh, he's gone. I wonder if he heard me. No. The Daoist sits back with a yawn and a lazy shake of her head, her eyes turning to the girl's mule. Okay, I think I see where this is gonna go. Your mule. Perhaps you'd like to tie it up? Huh? Oh, right. Gathering herself, the girl affectionately pats her mule's ears and ties it to a pillar. That was rather hairy. Thank you for dealing with the brute. My name is Pip. Pip? That's an interesting name. My name is Pip. By the way, would my rescuer be so kind as to give me hers?
Think nothing of it.
You're very welcome, Pimp. They call me Paper Heron. Lady Paper Heron. Okay. Also, I can tell where this is gonna probably keep on going towards. This is gonna be one of her first bonds, and I'm gonna guess that. God, I forgot. Mayflower, right? Mayflower is gonna later down the line remind her probably of Pip. I think I can tell where the story is going. All right, but just Heron will do. All right, Heron.
Heron.
So sorry to have disturbed your rest. Please allow me to repay you with a meal. Oh, there's no need for that. I still have my cakes to work through. It would be remiss of me to not to drop that right this instant. A sheet of snow slides down from the inn's eaves. Paper Heron turns her gaze toward Pip's outburst. The mule, somehow freed, eyes her slowly. Then with a deft lick of its tongue, it swipes the last cake. Rip! Oh, it is the mule. Did your mule just... I swear to you, I didn't let him do that. Right. Not to worry. So, you said something about buying me a meal? Uh-huh. Well, this is a first meeting. Okay. This is gonna be interesting. Alright, stage 2. The mountain in her memory. White Horse School. Oh, an even further flashback. Heron?
Heron.
Finch.
Oh, Finch, okay. Finch? I thought you were due to be back tomorrow. Oh, Finch gets at least a portrait, I guess. So, what did you do with yourself while I was away?
Well...
The only thing there is to do. Recite texts, morning and evening, over and over. And Master sighing in the courtyard has nothing to do with you. Well, he asked me a question and I answered honestly. Pearl Finch lets out a resigned, knowing sigh. Answered honestly, and what might that answer have been exactly? Yesterday, before the morning class, Master went into his long lecture as always, and then asked each of us about our plans for the future. Brother Liang's aspirations are the same as always. He dreams of mastering the art of the blade, wants to carry the White Horse School's name far and wide.
Well...
You can guess what Master said to that. Our school's sword is not a tool for violence.
What do you think, eh?
Not a bad impression, eh? Sure. I kinda in the middle of that realized that I should do an impression. Maybe. Anyway. Well, you would know how to do it. You're the one who puts that look on his face most often. Then Brother Sun stepped forward and said all who practice Taoism out not to disrupt the natural flow of things, but rather tend to their own minds. The very idea passed down from ancestor Lu. You know the words. When one's mind is tranquil and free of distracting thoughts, all things between heaven and earth will become one with it. Master got so angry he did that thing where he paced back and forth with his hands clasped behind his back. Oh, what am I to do with you all?
Finch.
That's exactly what Master said. Paper Heron clears her throat and puts her hands behind her back. Your honesty is commendable. However, you have chosen narrow paths, ones lacking true vision or growth. Pearlfinch, your senior sister, however, possesses a more expansive vision. You would do well to look to her as your role model. I was so happy for you, hearing such praise, that he caught me off guard when he suddenly asked me to share my own desires. You told him you wanted to go down the mountain and sell mung bean cakes, didn't you? Yes, wait, how did you know that? Brotherly Yang greeted me with the news before I even stepped through the gate. Okay. Paper Heron's stern senior finally smiles. If I recall, it was Taosu last time. Why the turn to mung bean cakes? Well, Taosu are much too tricky to make. I'd never get the crust crisp enough. Mung bean cakes are far easier.
Heron.
Clearly you've thought this through. Of course I have. If spiritual development demands our full focus, then I say daily life does too. Master teaches that the way is in everything. Brotherly Yang seeks it in the sword, Brother Sun in the mind. As for me, I'll look for it in my cakes. Perhaps we'll find it. Perhaps we'll each find our way. Oh, okay. I mean, sure. No wonder Master is upset. One fights, one studies, and one dreams of running a cake shop. The White Horse School has soldiers, scholars, and even wanderers. Yet none will answer its true calling. None will take up the duty of subduing Lanzhou. That's not true. We still have you. Me.
That's right.
We all know Master favors you, and you're the one who's been seeing through the school affairs. It's only right that you inherit its legacy.
Me?
Me?
I don't think so.
Oh damn, that was actually voiced. That caught me off guard. Keeping Lanzhou subdued... Oh. Okay, never mind. What? These random sound bites. Keeping Lanzhou subdued is our shared duty. A duty we all accept without hesitation. But when the day is done, we each have different gifts. She shakes her head and smiles, her shoulders dropping as she decides not to finish her thought.
Never mind.
So, I brought some fresh Taosu from town. I'm not certain they'll be to your liking, but... Paper Heron's hand darts out, retrieving the Taosu with masterful precision. She takes a bite, and her expression melts with satisfaction. Heavens above! This is the taste. Why do mine never taste like this? Well, this confirms things. For me, the way does not lie in Taosu. It is only in mung bean cakes that I shall discover my path. Perhaps wait until you try some tomorrow before declaring your life's new mission.
Finch.
Tomorrow? What's so important about... Wait, do you plan to take me down the mountain? Oh? Oh, actually getting portrait for this girl. Uh-huh. Not for fun. We got some business to attend to down there.
In the future.
And only if you promise me one thing. If Master asks you what you desire, please stop telling him you want to sell paper cuttings or snacks. What the hell was that random flash just now that kinda stun-locked me for a sec? Alright, fine. I should tell only you. He has high hopes for you. It hurts him to hear you say it. Oh, interesting. And we're back here. A ladle of hot oil splatters over the tofu, releasing the sharp aroma of spring onions and chili that hits the customers immediately. Cute. Anyway, this tofu, is it supposed to have this white fuzz? Don't worry, miss. This is a Wanzhou specialty. Hairy tofu? Okay. What is the hair made of? I presume it's probably... What could it be? Very finely cut something that is placed on top of it, or... I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. Maybe they're gonna explain it. I'm curious. You won't find it anywhere else. Oh, wow. Stop sneezing. It tastes incredible. Heron, you must try some... And then the sneeze. God, I'll be quite honest. Every time in a game I hear munching sounds, it doesn't really... doesn't sit well with me. I don't know how other people are with this, but every time I hear just egregious open mouth eating sounds, oof. There was a... What was that game? Oh yeah, Fears to Fathom. The game collection. And that game collection for some reason always has a character that you play as that has to eat, and they eat in the most... has the guy never heard about closing your mouth when you chew? Kind of way? Good lord. Anyway, sorry. It's alright. Not too different from the tofu I've had before. You don't like it? Let's get you something else.
That's all right.
Don't you fret. I'm just being picky. I almost said pricky. No, I promise you a good meal. So a good meal you'll get. Excuse me, may I have?
But...
You want more? But you've already ordered 8 dishes.
All right.
Oh, would you look at that? Pip glances at the full table and hesitates.
Heron.
It seems none of these dishes were to your liking, Heron. Will you still help me? Paper Heron can't help but laugh. You've been generous to me, despite my picky habits. It would be wrong of me not to. You mentioned something about Lanzhou, correct?
I think...
We're both Daoists, so you must know this story. The one about the Wanzhou immortal who sealed the beast away.
Well...
Yes, I know it. And you want my help dealing with this beast, huh? That won't be an easy task. Pip is startled by her directness. Of course not. We don't have that kind of strength. What I wanted to ask was, are you familiar with chi stagnation?
About that...
In a manner of speaking, yes. Though I'm not certain we're thinking of the same thing. I've only heard my elders mention it. So, please correct me if I'm wrong.
That's all right.
Go ahead. Tell me what they said. The beast was subdued, but its influence on Wanzhou remains, causing some places to suffer from a stagnation in the flow of qi. I was told the danger varies. Sometimes it's little more than a tremor. Sometimes it causes mountains to crumble or rivers to change their course. But no matter the scale, it cannot be ignored. Left to fester, even minor stagnation can spiral into a catastrophe.
Indeed.
Sounds about right to me. Though few possess this knowledge. Those touched by the Immortal's power are rare. The Immortal? Oh, you mean the Daoist who once subdued Lanzhou?
Yes, that's right.
Yes, about 200 years ago, one of my ancestors passed near Duke County and was fortunate enough to receive guidance from that very same immortal. Uh-huh. Aren't you in luck right now? Also, how long ago? About 200 years ago. Okay. Heron, do we place a date on, on you? How many years? Of course, we don't come close to their level of skill, but we can still discern a thing or two through the flow of chi.
200 years.
Has it really been that long? Yeah, she has no concept of time. For an immortal living for God knows how long, no concept of time, no feeling rather for it. They say for an immortal, a century is but a moment. Anyway, while I was passing through, I noticed signs of stagnant chi flow nearby, enough to tell me it could be serious. Would you help me investigate them? I swear, if you help me, I will come to your aid whenever you need it. I don't know if I'll be of much use to someone like you, but I'll do whatever I can.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
You mean to say...
What? You've agreed? Just like that? Paper Heron drums her fingers on the table.
That's right.
Well, you know what they say. Destiny brings people together. And it seems, in our own ways, we're both bound to that immortal... Uh-huh, said the immortal herself. A rarer touch of destiny than most encountered in their lives, wouldn't you say? Oh god, what was that voice crack? What was that voice crack just now? Anyway. Okay. Oh, that's where the cutscene ends. That was a short one. Oh, never mind. The cutscene ends, but I need to do paper cutting. Oh, it's the... it's the little guys that bombard the shit out of you when the turn is over with the green impromptu. And everything dies because green impromptu is just stupidly broken. It does so much damage. It's ridiculous. I fucked that line up so hard. I don't want to hear it. I'm doing this with a mouse. This is probably way easier to do on a touch screen. Even though my fingers are so big, I would probably not even see where I'm dragging my finger across. Okay. There we go. Alright, stage 3. Portward Bound. Cool evening spring breeze carries the scent of magnolia and the soft, damp breath of the river. As night falls, the bustling market street winds down, and a vendor carrying 2 baskets of unsold magnolia flowers slowly walks toward its end. Paper Heron leans on the windowsill, watching. She doesn't blink until the vendor disappears into the distant shadows. Ah, this is back with Pearlfinch, alright. What's on your mind? I was thinking, every time I come down the mountain, there's so much that feels new. Like that play, Receiving Longevity. That was my first time seeing a floating stage on the water. They were so far away. I could hardly see the person wielding the sword, but it must have been amazing. The cheers swelled like ocean waves. And the lanterns on the boats, they lit up the whole river.
Yes.
We've come just in time for the Dusha festival. It's my first time seeing it all too. They weave such beautiful lanterns. The bamboo splits they use are shaved so thin and woven together as finely as thread. And when they move, it's like watching carp swimming in a lotus pond. Brother Liang brought me once. Do you remember? Bought me one. Bought me one or once? What did I just read? Bought one once. Good God. You're right, he did. But I like these lanterns more. Though I'm not so sure about all the new food. Tofu with white fuzz, fish with strange flowers. Not to say they're bad, but... Oh, right, this reminds me, right, wasn't she slowly losing her taste and everything? And that's why, that's why all the food that was being presented earlier to her, didn't really spark anything for her, right? Because her taste keeps, slowly degrading away the older the longer she's around. Anyway. And the magnolia cellar just now. We also saw one at the city gate this morning. Magnolia flowers. Yes, you can take some back if you like.
Well...
I would like some, but I'm worried they'll wilt before we make it back up the mountain. It's better that someone else buys them. They'll last longer that way. Here you are, your tea. As they're talking, a waiter arrives with their tea and 2 plates of delicate pastries. Tavern? Question mark. These pastries are a delicacy from the Wu region. I hope you enjoy them. You have pastries from Wu?
Yes.
Yes, indeed. We are the only establishment in all of Guangzhou that sells them. See that ferry out there? Delectable as they are, these pastries don't keep for long. They're best fresh from the boat. Were they to be sent to the next town, they'd lose their flavor before they are ever arrived. Guangzhou is all mountains, which makes travel difficult. But there is a ferry just east of our Chun town. Thanks to that, we can use horses and boats to deliver these pastries here while they're still fresh. Wu-style pastries are the finest, though they tend to be very sweet. And who hope they're to your liking.
Much appreciated.
Thank you. I have to try them. She picks up the nearest one and examines it carefully. Master says...
It's very sweet.
Oh, that actually advanced by itself. Master says I'm from Wu too. So, what's so special? What in... Ugh, it's sweet. It's filled with red bean paste. I did warn you. And before you ask, no. There are no refunds. Finch shakes her head with a smile and pushes a cup of clear tea toward Paper Heron. Drink this. It'll cut the sweetness. With this spring's tea leaves not yet ready, the establishment still serves last year's tea. Its leaves are aged, but the brew is light and clear. This mung bean cake tastes nothing like the ones our brothers bought. By my eye, okay? By my eye, it seems they've used sticky rice and sesame oil. I wonder how they mix it all together. If I were to sell them, I wouldn't use that rock sugar bean paste. I'd go with something lighter. But what's better? Maybe salt and pepper? Okay. I mean, to be fair, combining sweet with sour is kind of like a very popular taste as well, so I don't know.
Finch!
Might work. Oh wow, that was actually auto-advancing. Finch, are you still listening? The wind picks up, bells chime gently under the building's eaves, and a pair of resting birds fly away, startled.
Heron.
Heron, is it truly your desire to go down the mountain and sell cakes? Of course, but I can't just leave. Just like our brothers. They don't really want to stay on the mountain early either, do they? Brother Liang, I watched him practice with his sword. He's amazing. He wields his blade like the heroes in a story, the ones whose swords can cut water. But our techniques focus on regulating chi, concentration and visualization. The longevity sword cares little for physical sharpness.
That's right.
True. And Brother Sun lives only for poetry and song. When I first came, he'd have his nose in a book of verses all day. All that knowledge, and he still couldn't remember the Grandmaster's full title. Convincing him to read Daoist texts for decades would be a real challenge. You've all been so kind to me, stayed with me. How could I possibly leave you behind? You... I can't even... Do you have any idea how many dream of joining the White Horse School to learn the methods of longevity? And yet the three of you act as though it's nothing.
But what's the difference?
But what's the difference between selling cakes and studying the method? There you go again. She lets out a long, very sigh. Of course there's a difference. Are you gonna go into an explanation now? No, never mind. Street, Chuntan. Half melted snow leaves the ground slick with mud. At times like this, few are willing to brave the streets, save for a couple of tired-looking market stall vendors leaning against the roadside.
I think that...
You know, I reckon we should head to the big fair in Dew County next year. What's the point of staying in Chuntan? Oh, think about it. What is there to think about? Look around, the town's empty. The only way to make money here is by depending on travelers or getting into some shady business. And the second is not an option for us.
I see.
I know. But my family has lived in Chuntan for generations. Living isn't as easy as all that. Not like it's any different for me. But you know what they say. A transplanted tree dies, but a relocated person thrives. Suddenly, the sound of hooves cuts through their conversation.
May I ask?
Excuse me, can you tell me how to get to the Eastport? Eastport? I can tell from your accent that you're not a local. If you're going to the Dew County Fair, then the port is the wrong direction. That's quite alright. I'm not heading for Dew County. Forgive my asking, but why are you going there alone? That place is all but deserted.
Not to worry.
Oh, I'm not traveling alone. I have a friend with me. She forgot the way, see? So I thought I'd come back to ask for directions. Excuse my friend here, miss. What you do or where you travel is none of our business. See the pipe thing ahead? Go past it, head straight east, across the woods to the river, then follow it downstream.
Much appreciated.
Thank you kindly. She bows and turns to leave, but stops short, remembering something. One more thing. Does the Eastport have a ferry?
Yes.
It did once upon a time, but it's been empty for a long while.
I see.
I thought as much. I believe I've traveled on one there before. You must be joking. Even in my grandfather's time, the ferries were deserted. And could you have possibly traveled on one? Oh, don't worry about that, old man. She definitely did. Just some long time ago. Alright, stage 4, Old Tricks. Forest Chuntan. The melting snow now lies thick, soaking last year's fallen leaves and branches. Pip slogs ahead through the mud, pulling her mule behind her. I thought the path would be easier once it warmed up. We can take a breath. We can take a breath here if you like. Pepper Heron takes the mule by the reins and ties it to a dead tree beside the path.
Why is that?
Is there a reason you don't ride your mule? Hearing the question, the mule looks up at the Daoist, then drops its head and continues its search for seeds under the leaves. Because he isn't mine. The chi stagnation we're seeking stems from somewhere near an old man's house near the Eastport. I wasn't able to fully explain what chi stagnation is to him. Still, he understood I wanted to help and insisted on giving me this mule. Ah, okay. But until I've finished what I came here to do, I can't accept his reward. Pip affectionately pats the mule's back. Yeah, that is definitely the mule. Unless they're reusing the model, but that's definitely the mule. That is gonna accompany Paper Heron. Uh-huh. Paper Heron gives a nod and a nod of approval and gives the mule several pats of her own. You're right. It's the proper way to do things. Heron, you said you've been to the Eastport before. When was that?
I don't remember.
I don't recall exactly, but I know it was very many years ago. But you don't appear to be much older than I am.
Well...
And how do you know I haven't used a technique to preserve my youth? Or that I draw power from moonlight? Apply Storax ash to my face each night? Or drink a specially brewed tonic made with the purest water? Alright. How do you not know that I apply lotion to my face? Maybe I'm sitting in front of a monitor the entire time and it's preserving with its radiation my youthfulness. said every PC player ever. Anyway. Really? Which one is it? What's your secret? None. You're so gullible. I can't help but wonder how your family allows you to travel alone. Poor Pip.
Heron.
I think I've rested enough. Time to move. Maybe we can reach town before dark. Pip looks around, her gaze darting between unfamiliar landmarks.
But...
I think I'm lost again. Through the woods to the east, right? Which way is east?
Heron.
Heron, is east to our left or right? Just find some moss on a tree. An hour passes, oh my god. Oh yeah, wasn't Heron also incapable of actually telling her left from her right? Or something like that? Oh no. Oh no. These two would probably get lost even if they had a compass. If they even existed in this time period yet. We're back to where we started. Heron, you don't know the way either. Well, I always follow my seniors. I never had the need to learn how to find the way myself. Oh boy. It's One Piece Zoro.
Well now, what to do?
But since we're looking for the chi stagnation, perhaps I can come up with a different solution. Channel the power of the way. Nice. Also a solution to help guide us. Paper Heron opens her palm and blows, her breath gently lifting a paper swallow to the breeze. It wobbles in the air for a moment before tilting its head back. I left a trace of chi on it. As long as we're not too far, it should be able to guide us to the stagnant chi. My only hope is that we haven't wandered too far.
But...
The swallow circles Paper Heron twice, then lands on her hair and begins pecking at its wings. Huh. It's never flown that fast before. Pip, did you see which way it went? It seems to be on your head.
Huh?
On my head? She pauses, then retrieves the paper swallow from her hair. Cupping it in her palm, she brings it up to her eye level. The swallow remains still, all previous signs of life absent. After a moment, Paper Heron sighs.
Now.
Alright, I understand. It's no fault of yours. But we need you to find something else. Whispering to the swallow in words Pip cannot understand, she swiftly sketches signs in the air with her index finger before clapping softly. Go! The swallow scans its surroundings, then flaps its wings and drifts toward the brush on the right.
What do you think, eh?
There, not a bad trick, eh? Also, I will not lie, every time she finishes one of her sentences with A, I always... Breeding ASMR? I always think to myself, is she Canadian? Fuck's sake. Anyway, this technique of yours, is it similar to what you did to that brute's knife back at the inn?
That's right.
Good eye. It's just a little trick I picked up. I can teach you if you like. Come to think of it, we were so busy finding the way there that I failed to ask. Why were you fighting that man in the first place? He's a fraud. One that almost fooled me too. He had set up a fortune teller's stall by the bridge. He claimed the land was cursed, blaming it for the town's decline, and offered to cleanse the misfortunes in exchange for offerings. At first I thought for certain he'd know more about cheese stagnation, so I wanted to ask for his advice. But after observing him for 2 days, I realized he was a fraud. He had enough skills to convince the villagers, sending dead leaves spinning in the air, making pebbles float, that sort of thing. But when I confronted him, we'd hardly spoken a few words before he'd drawn his blade.
I see.
I see. But before you thought, did it ever occur to you that you might lose?
I think...
I wasn't about to stand back and let him swindle those poor people out of their money. Besides, you can only be sure of victory if you fight. And what was your plan if you didn't win? I figured something like... Really? I figured someone like you would step in and put things to rights. What if there wasn't anyone? Paper Heron moves a dead branch out of Pip's path. Thank you. If I'd failed, I'd have retreated. There'd be no shame in losing, and when I'm older and stronger, I would return and win. When I'm around your age, I doubt I'll lose to anyone. My age? That's a lot further away than you might think.
But...
I have to say, your strategy of retreating when you can't win is truly a Daoist act. Follow the heart and accept the natural way of things. Pip walks a few steps ahead in silence, eventually speaking with her back still to Paper Heron. That fraud spoke lies, but his words about the town failing, those seem true. The old man who gave me this mule said Chuntown was once a bustling place. Now it's only lively during the big fair in Dew County nearby. Can stagnant chi flow make so many lives go wrong?
Perhaps.
Maybe. Plants die, water turns foul, animals leave. It all can happen, but we need to see for ourselves. Many things can change a town's future. Ever since I came down the mountain, I've tried to right wrongs, fight when I've seen justice. I've even exposed a few cheats along the way. Pawnbreaker Wong forced low prices and exploited the townspeople. I argued with him. Tianqi Li deceived his patients by selling incense, ash, and elixirs. I called him out. And Zhao, head of the armed escort, let his men bully the merchants, so I fought him too. But nothing seems to have changed. Maybe I just don't know enough yet. If I were like you, or even better than you, that wouldn't change anything. You have a good heart, Pip. and your mind is in the right place. But there are some things no one person can do. Great skills can make a dead tree sprout and flower bloom for 100 years. But no one can return to a spring that has already passed. All things flow as they will. Just you wait until you encounter the storm. That's gonna that aspect is gonna change. But yeah, well said. Paper Heron suddenly tilts her head, listening to something in the near distance. Then she smiles.
Never mind.
Forget it. Let's just focus on what's in front of us. Listen, do you hear water? Okay, the swallow finally found the river they've been looking for so long. Part 5, Withered Grass. Okay, this one's gonna have another minigame. Apricot Tree, Eastport.
Whoa.
Your paper swallow is amazing.
Hmm?
Is this really the Eastport? It looks nothing like I remember. Paper Heron, it's been a couple 100 years. Please. Please, I know you have a hard time grasping the concept of time, but it's been a couple 100 probably. It's quite different from the town too. Frost still clings to the trees near the water, bearing signs of life or greenery. Ahead, the river moves slowly, cutting its path through stretches of dry grass and sandbars. Near the door of a tall, worn house, an old man with white hair and a beard stares at one of the dead trees. I was just thinking the same thing. What are you... Suddenly, the mule lifts its head and brays. Then, without warning, Okay, it's excited about the old man. Maybe it thinks it's its owner. It charges forward. Oh. Okay, that was a lot of auto-scrolling. Hey you! Don't be so impatient! You're back. Didn't I tell you to accompany this nice young lady? Oh, it is the owner of the mule. Okay, the mule stops beside the old man. It seems more comfortable here with you. I only want to do the right thing, sir. There's no need to give me anything in return. No. What would an old man like me do with a mule, anyhow? You're a strong, good fellow, aren't you, boy? You'll be wasted with me, don't you think?
I see.
I know. I'll miss you too. But this is for the best. Once many people passed through here. I made enough to feed you back then. But now, well, I'm sorry. I can't anymore. He gently strokes the mule's ear and sighs. Look at me, going on about a mule. What brings you back so soon? You can rest assured, sir. Help has arrived. This is Paper Heron. I may have lacked the skills to finish what I'd started, but I'm certain that she will be able to help. Paper Heron smiles at the old man and glances thoughtfully at the dead apricot tree nearby. Oh, that would be... that would be very interesting if the old man realizes or has met her before and, and now realizes who that is. Seems we've come to the right place. Oh, don't trouble yourselves. The good days are long gone, and they're not coming back. Madam, I apologize for getting you involved in this nonsense. It is not nonsense. There is a strong wind in the air. If you're to stay, please, come inside to talk. Alright. Oh, we're using that background, okay. Old House Esport. It's not much, but you're welcome here. Allow me to make you some tea. Bright light streams through the window, making the time-worn carvings difficult to see. Inside, the furniture is fine but old, lending the room a solemn air. Alright, while he's making tea, let's speak frankly. Frankly? About what exactly?
Heron.
The old man doesn't understand what's going on. How can he? But we both know this place is suffering from chi stagnation. On the way here, did you notice anything unusual? Now that you mention it, yes. There were a few oddities on the road. Such as? Let's see. I got woken up by a fight. Really? I got woken up by a fight, had my cake stolen by a mule, and spent most of the trip wandering around lost. Quite a peculiar turn of events, wouldn't you say? That kind of unusual. I'm talking about the chi flow.
I have a vague memory.
It is true that this was once a busy ferry crossing. Oh my, if you remember that old ferry now. The old man hobbles over with a platter of coarse porcelain bowls filled to the brim with strong tea. He sets them on the table. It's lacquer worn and patchy, but its surface clean.
Please.
This is a local blend. When the ferry thrived, even people of Wu loved it. It can't quite compare to the fancy teas folk prefer now, but it'll certainly quench your thirst.
That's all right.
This will do nicely, really. I'm not picky. You're not picky, but you were picky earlier? Well, she's picky with food at least, I guess. Smiling, she takes a generous sip.
Mahoga.
Excuse me, what? Oh yeah, right, I need to wait a second. What was that? Oh my, this is good. Better than most I've tried. Pip, you really must take a sip. Me? I tried it last time.
Mahoga.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but I'm presuming by the context it's either tasty or thank you or something. Pip holds her warm bowl in her hands, but her focus remains anywhere else. She hesitates, then leans forward, looking at her companion across from her.
Heron.
I know you know more than you're letting on. Please, just tell me the truth. Do you think Chuntown went downhill because there's something wrong with the chi here? Outside the window, a dead leaf falls in silence.
Not quite.
No?
Indeed.
The chi here is blocked, that much is certain. But you can't pin a whole town's bad luck on just that. As I said before, there could be many reasons for what's happening here. It could be the shifting of trade roads or simply a turning of the human heart.
Well, everything has its season.
Yeah, in the end everything has its season. Not everything comes from magic and sorcery, nor can they be fixed by them.
Yes.
She's right. I don't understand chi like the two of you seem to. But the new trade routes that opened all go through Duke County, so the ferry and town fell silent. That's just how things are. Yeah, trade routes are, especially back then, were super important for establishing a town. And if a trade route that has been a constant source of people and goods suddenly gets redirected through a different place, and the original place loses that route that has made it prosper and grow, yeah, the town will start declining very quickly. It's literally its life wane. Please excuse her, madam. She's young, and her heart is in the right place. She believes everything must have a reason, a solution. So it's not the chi?
But
I never said it wasn't. Stagnant chi flows do pose a bit of a problem. Paper Heron pauses for a moment in thought before changing the topic of conversation to a more optimistic motive.
I think...
Spring comes upon a withered tree. True, I cannot bring spring back, but making an old tree bloom again, that I can do. But what? It used to be a local custom to plant trees here, back when the ferry still ran. For those returning, the sight of our tree standing guard was how we knew we were home, even before the ferry docked. My family has lived by the river for generations. This apricot tree was planted by my ancestors. It's a reminder of home. Many generations have lived under its shade. My grandfather stood under this tree when he sent my father off to work on the water. My father stood under it to see me push off for the first time. And every time we returned home, the tree was the first thing we saw. And now the fairy is dead. Sometimes I think that the fairy, this tree, and I are all too old.
Yes.
If it could bloom again, that would grant this old man his dearest wish. Paper Heron tilts her head in thought, a wry smile forming on her lips. With a small flourish, she conjures a red paper-cut May blossom. It drifts down the to settle on the warm table before the scene ends. Okay. Time to cut. Okay. Oh, I see. Because it's folded, you're only cutting the one half, and you get the full flower out of it. Yeah. Done. Alright, stage 6. Sorrows of a Distant Past. Well, I guess then this entire story is going to be taking place in this past. I wonder if the last node... apricot tree, question mark. I wonder if the last node, like node 8, is then going to be like catching up to modern times or something like that. Or maybe to the beginning of the main story for the patch. We'll see. 3, 2, 1. Good. Throw the line. Slowly now. Don't hit anything. Where's the tea? I need a hand. The last of the cargo is loaded, and the bustle at the ferry terminal fades into a murmur. Sunset dances an apricot tree's shadow on the water, while a white bird glides over its golden surface. Okay, this is back with her old friend again. Since the dock is so lively and everything. This is the place with chi stagnation. It seems normal to me. I was expecting crumbled mountains and barren earth. No wonder the master's mad at you. You hear only what you want to hear. What you're describing is the chaos of chi when Lanzhou awakens. Chi stagnation is entirely different. Ah, yes, that's right. I remember now. A place suffering chi stagnation is effectively sealed shut. Nothing in it changes, grows, or dies, right? Close, but not quite. To seal away chi altogether would require a very powerful artifact. Like Master Sword? Oh, Heron, always drawn to the most peculiar things.
But...
More often the life force in such places quietly fades away. You might not notice it at first, but over time this decay becomes evident. That sounds serious. It could be major or minor. A mountain might collapse, or a small patch of grass might wither. No one can predict what will happen until the signs appear.
Ah, I see.
So the whole town could suffer a serious disaster. Or just... She glances up at the apricot tree and leans against. She leans against. This apricot tree here might not bloom again?
Yes.
Yes, either way, we should act before the any trouble arises. Better to be safe than sorry. From what I can gather, there are traces of Lanjaw's last awakening still lingering here. The flow of chi is still partially blocked. It's nothing too serious, but it's hard to read it for good. It will need cleansing now and then. Really? That's great. I mean, good, yes. I can help you whenever you come down the mountain.
But
Any thoughts on when you'll be coming down next? The older Daoist looks at her, amused.
I think.
I'd say about 200 years from now, give or take a decade.
Heron.
By then you'll be able to travel on your own. You won't need to follow me.
200 years?
200 years ago, this was wild land, you know. No one lived here. Now it's a port with ferries and traders busying its waters. Who knows what it will be like in another 200 years?
We see.
The waters and fields will remain, but the sights will surely change. A river breeze blows along the water's edge, knocking a few white and pink petals from their branches. Paper Heron catches one, holding it up to examine its dry, yellowed edge. Letting it fall to the ground, she turns her gaze to the treetop.
200 years.
In 200 years, this tree could grow to be as tall as the May tree at our school.
Perhaps.
Perhaps, if it's lucky, if no axe cuts it down, if no disaster strikes. Or in 200 years, it could be forgotten. Yeah? I thought you'd be disappointed once you learned we're just saving one tree. I made a promise to the old man to help, and I will. Besides, saving a tree is a good thing.
But
where do we start? The girl stares up the long, barren tree, unsure of how to proceed. I did some investigating on my own. Cleaning the chi won't be the only difficulty. There's also an enchantment placed here by an immortal.
I think...
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I wonder who it was. Wink wink, nudge nudge. I think this immortal saw the problem and placed the enchantment to clear the chi. Clever, but over 100 years have passed. The enchantment has decayed, letting the chi stagnant once more.
But...
How am I supposed to fix an immortal's work?
That's all right.
Not to worry, I know how. Of course you know, you placed it. You do?
Well,
Intricate as this enchantment may be, it is no immortal skill. Just a common ritual from my school. I've seen it many times since I was a youth.
That's right.
Your school... You didn't mention much about it on the way here. What's it like?
but
It's in Wanyo, but we keep to ourselves up in the mountains, so you may not have heard of it. It sounds like a nice place to learn and grow your skills, away from the world. Not exactly.
all things have their time.
My master once said that, in the old days, our seniors often descended the mountains. There's even a tale of a sage asking the head of our school for guidance. But that was long ago. No sect lasts forever. As for the students, they must all be skilled cultivators of chi, like you. Like me? Yes and no. Each of us walked a different path. I was the last to join, see? Had always been a bit of a handful. Still, they all cared for me. Brother Liang was impatient and quick-tempered, always training the sword. He didn't quite fit the image of a master, more like a storybook villain. He ventured down the mountain more than anyone, loved meddling in other people's affairs. Brother's son hardly spoke, choosing only to read the Daoist texts over and over. He had the appearance of a master, but he loved to lecture and scold people. And when he did speak, his words were often so fancy that sometimes I think even he didn't know what he was talking about. Basically, the guy read Shakespeare so many times that he started speaking in Shakespeare. Oh, good God. I also had a senior sister at the school. We were the closest. She was kind. Master liked her. Whenever there was trouble, we went directly to her. And if Master was going to punish someone, we'd ask her to intervene. But she didn't quite fit the image of a master either. The masters in tales are always ill-tempered. But not her. She, missing your old friend, yeah. Finally getting to grasp again a tiny bit in your head how your immortality is a bit of a curse as well. Another river breeze ripples the face of the water, and several dead leaves float down from a bare branch.
Heron.
Paper Heron seems totally lost in her branches of the apricot tree. Sorry, I was lost in thought. Now, this enchantment, it's not one I've ever studied formally, but it's common enough knowledge in the school. It shouldn't prove too difficult. Here we go. Paper Heron puts two fingers together, takes in a shallow breath, and releases.
Whoa.
And releases white chi swirling at her fingertips.
贯气冥速，沉动开威。
With the flow of chi, the mind opens wide. She draws a complex sign in the air. One Pip has neither seen before nor understands, then points toward the tree. Now! A clear wind carrying withered grass sweeps over the treetops.
Heron.
Is that it?
That's right.
I know you said it wasn't difficult to fix, but I was hoping there'd be more of a show. Well, as you said, fixing it wasn't hard. Paper Heron lets out a slightly awkward cough.
But
despite my efforts, a problem still remains. Things are a little different from what I thought. I'll have to think of another solution. A little different?
About that.
Just a little. The enchantment is indeed from my school, yes. But the way to fix it... I'll have to think on that.
I think...
This enchantment is simple but elegant. To fix it, I'll need to guide the chi using the same method employed when it was first cast. But the enchantment is feeble. If I use too much power, I'll destroy it. One wrong move and it's gone. I need to be very careful. Wait a moment. Paper Heron pauses mid-cast. She moves closer to the tree and taps its trunk hesitantly. Oh, is it, like, completely dead on the inside as well?
It...
This enchantment feels familiar. It feels like my senior sister's work. That's great. Then it should be easier to solve, right? I'm not sure. Pip looks at Paper Heron confused, but she doesn't look back. Instead, her gaze is fixed on the seemingly benign tree trunk, lost deep in thought.
I think...
You said you often came down the mountain with your seniors. Perhaps you came here with your senior sister before?
Perhaps.
Perhaps that's so. From what you've said, it sounded like you were close.
Indeed.
Yes, we were. Well, since you know the caster so well, you must be familiar with her habits and style.
I don't remember.
I have little memory of what happened back then. Oh, I see. Pip taps her chin with her forefinger, thinking as she circles twice around the tree.
Heron.
Oh, I have another idea. The ritual is your senior sister's, so the key is to mimic her style. Wouldn't the easiest way be to ask her? Yikes. At first I was stuck, so I came to you, but now you're unsure too. The only route left to follow is to find the original caster. He speaks earnestly, growing more confident with each spoken word.
Yes, that's right.
Yes, we'll likely be gone for a while, meaning we'll miss the spring's blossoming season, but as long as we resolve the cheese stagnation, we can come back next year. Finding her might be difficult. Why? Is she traveling? In seclusion? It doesn't matter. You're from the same school. You must have a way to reach her. A way to reach her. Is it? It is possible, but I never learned how to summon a spirit. Wait, what? Summon a spirit?
You mean to say...
You mean she's no longer with us? Yeah, she passed away long ago. This is not gonna be easy. Alright, stage 7. The hand she held. Oh boy. And this is probably gonna be where she says goodbye to her. This is probably gonna be the flashback, right? Is that it? Paper Heron's senior sister sheathes her sword with practiced ease.
Heron.
Heron, stop staring. It's not a difficult spell. But the way you wove the enchantment was impressive. Can you teach me? You haven't been with us long enough to understand our school's core teachings. Even if you learned the forms, they'd be little more than empty poses, and you'd be unable to cleanse the chi.
I think.
With your natural talent, in 10 years or so, you'll have built up a solid enough foundation that weaving this enchantment will come easily.
But
But what if I need to use it before then? If such a need arises, come and find me, another senior student or even master himself.
and
And if I'm out alone and can't reach anyone? Pearlfin shakes her head and chuckles. You're just asking questions until I say give it a try, aren't you? With so many new things to explore, one would think you'd be content enough as it is. Have patience, sister. 10 years is a short time. Follow Master's teachings, and I promise you, your time will come. 10 years is a short time. That's over 3,000 mornings. That's over 3,000 morning and evening classes. Over 3,000 recitals of the scripture of the Big Dipper.
You're still young.
Heron, so young, so impatient. 10 years may feel long now, but someday you'll look back and see it all as just a moment. Later, sure, but later isn't here yet. Right now, it's forever away.
Heron.
Heron. Master...
In the future.
Master hasn't told you yet, but he intends to pass the 2 longevity swords to you. Longevity. Do you know what longevity means? Truly means? Our school's practices already extend our lives to be longer than most. And you, with your natural talent and a mind so ready to grasp our core teachings, are a rarity.
You have more time than any of us.
You must trust me when I say your forever will be longer than any of ours. Okay, so yeah, this flashback sequence is even before she actually becomes an immortal. Right. Only mine? But what about the rest of you? Yeah, you're gonna have to say goodbye to the rest of them.
Heron?
Heron, are you alright? It's my fault. I shouldn't have suggested... Under the apricot tree, Paper Heron opens her eyes. The here and now slowly coming back into puzzling focus. I'm fine, but you seem off. You've been walking circles around me for a while. You haven't moved for some time, just stood there with your eyes closed. Did something remind you of your past? I was thinking about the enchantment, and a memory surfaced. That's all. I didn't mean to worry you.
I think...
Are you certain you're alright? You seem a little sad. Do I? I was just trying to think of a way to solve our problem here. I wanted to remember something from back then that could help us, but relying on my memory is, well, unreliable at best. But you're right.
Indeed.
Things here remind me of forever ago.
Well now, what to do?
I should think about what kind of person Finch... No, I don't think that would help. I should focus on how she set the enchantment back then. Paper Heron places her palm on the dry trunk and closes her eyes once more. Channel your inner Finch. Some things in this world follow the great cycle of the way, like the turning of the seasons, the gifts of nature, and the rise and fall of a town. Other things hold the vastness of the world within their minute form, like the color of apricot flowers, a spring breeze, and a simple spell cast by a hand gesture. Like holding a familiar hand.
I found her.
A slight gasp escapes Paper Heron's lips as she reaches within herself to hold that hand. She always wielded arcane techniques with more precision than others. Her natural talent was nothing special. She had to rely on arcane techniques. She left space for future adjustments to the chi. I can feel it, hidden in plain sight. She was the most reliable one, so she was entrusted with managing the school's affairs. She was also skilled in sensing the flow of chi. A peer of the most observant, most caring kind. Finch, I want to remember more about you. Oh, she misses her friend. Oh, we're doing this now, Alright, let's cut another one. What's this say? Oh, this is gonna be an apricot branch with flowers. Oh, that was a horrible line, but it still counted. I'm happy with that. Very pretty. Pip stares at a patch of dead grass by her feet, lost in thought. The mule approaches and nibbles at her roots. She strokes its ear, her mind elsewhere. You also think she seems sad, don't you? It's all my fault. When we go back, I'll apologize properly to the elder. It's the least I can do, right?
I think...
In the worst case, we figure another method out somewhere else. Oh? A petal falls on the withered grass. As Pip looks up, her eyes widen in disbelief. The sea of that grass shifts from grey-yellow to tender green, and in the center, the dying apricot tree bursts into life. The great clusters of apricot blossoms weigh down the branches like a waterfall of flowers. Petals, light and thin, drift on the gentle breeze like soft snow, vanishing the instant they land. Pip cradles a petal in the palm of her hand. It feels alive, moist, and full. The flowers? A strangeness unlike anything that has come before. Never have there been so many flowers at once. It's as if all the apricot flowers of the last 200 years have come into bloom at once. Under the tree, Paper Heron rests her hand against the tree's gnarled trunk. Her white jade sword is drawn in her other hand. It's white chi wrapping around her. Oh, this is gonna be the CG they're using for the menu, I guess.
What?
What is this?
What is this?
Oh, that was voiced. Okay. This tree has good fortune. Its chi wasn't fully cut off, see? Once the flow cleared, all the life stored over the years burst forth. Paper Heron gazes up at the tree full of flowers, her expression hidden. It's beautiful.
Heron.
You found a way to fix it!
Not quite. But
It destroyed the old enchantment. I destroyed the old enchantment. You did? Why didn't I think of something so simple? No, I couldn't even see how the chi
Heron.
flowed. Even if the idea had struck me, I wouldn't have known where to start. Heron, you're amazing! You shouldn't doubt yourself. Like I said, the enchantment wasn't complex.
but
It's just, this may have been the last thing she left in this world.
You mean to say...
The last thing she left? She blankly parrots the words, her voice absent of their original meaning. Yeah, basically she's saying that she could have destroyed the enchantment earlier as well, and just did her own thing here, but because this enchantment belonged to her old friend, she wanted to essentially keep the memory of her alive, in a sense. A part of her alive in this world.
it was her.
Yes, this was my senior sister's work.
Why's that?
And you just destroyed it?
About that,
The enchantment needed mending, reweaving every 200 years. But there is no one left who knows how. Even if we kept it, it would have faded over time.
not to worry.
I didn't worry. I used my school sword to set the chi flow right again. Even without anyone to tend it, there shouldn't be no more trouble.
You mean to say...
You mean the chi here will never stagnate again? Also, she is not picking up on, Pip here is not picking up on the fact that she keeps saying her senior from 200 years ago. When is it gonna hit her head? Is she ever gonna realize? Exactly. And is the old enchantment gone forever? No trace remains? Petals drift down, landing on Pip's hair and shoulders and in Paper Heron's open hand.
Yes, nothing at all.
Yeah, the memory... gone. Alright, final one. 200 springs. Let's see how this ends.
Nice.
Look, the flowers. They're really blooming. It calls for a celebration. I'll head into town and buy some wine for us. The real good stuff. You just wait right here. But wait, please. There's no need to go to all the trouble. He waited all this time for it to bloom, only to take off the moment it does. Can you believe it?
Don't worry.
So what? We have nothing but time ahead. Really? But Pip lowers her voice to just above a whisper. But he's nearly 80 years old. Did you say something? Nothing. never mind. I think the sun will set soon. You're right. We should rest while it's still shining. Paper Heron stretches out on the revivified grass and Pip takes a seat beside her.
Heron,
Where will you go after this?
No idea.
I'm not sure. I've left matters in Huanzhou with a friend. So perhaps it's time I explore somewhere new. And you?
I think...
Maybe I'll go home. I still have a lot to learn. Actually, I slipped away without telling anyone. I suspected as much. You're too young to be out here alone. Your family must be worried about you. Soft blades of grass press against Paper Heron's fingertips, a sign that they're still growing.
Heron,
I have another question. Go ahead. Have you lived a long time? Okay, finally asking the question, huh? The things you mentioned on the way here, the Eastport being busy ones, they're all from the past. And the story of the immortal in Huanzhou dates back nearly 200 years.
sorry.
I'm sorry. It's alright if you don't want to talk about it. Just forget I asked. Is she gonna tell her? The wind brushes against Paper Heron's hair. That's quite alright.
You're certainly sharp.
Yes, it's true. Not much gets past you.
But
But I didn't intend to. It's hard to explain. Just think of me like the old man's tree. I, too, have suffered a long illness. What does it feel like to live for so long? Well, doesn't feel so special. When you're ill for a long time, you almost forget what it's like to be well.
Why's that?
Why call it an illness? Many people dream of living long lives. Even in stories, that's what the Daoists sought. You shouldn't believe everything you read in stories. And from what books, pray tell, did you find this information? Legend of the Gideon. Right. Gideon. Right, that was what his entire species was called, right? Or at least the ones that were on that mountain. Right. Legend of the Gideon, the White Horse, Immortal, A Tale of Medicine, and 3 Years of Stagnant Dreams, a collection. So, Legend of the Gideon is still popular. Oh, so Legend of the Gideon is still popular, even after 200 years, eh? I remember a story about a mortal seeking the way from the Gideon clan. Uh-huh. He descends the mountain, only to discover that 1,000 years have passed. Uh-huh. Yeah, go on. Those stories talk of immortals desiring the mortal world of... What? Go again? Those stories talk of immortals desiring the mortal world of mortals. This is breaking my head. How many times can you put the word mortal in there? Yearning for the immortal realm. At their core, they describe what one cannot attain. My senior sister once said that as a person ages, time seems to speed up. I didn't argue then, but deep down, I disagreed. When you're young, the blooming and fading of flowers marks a season. That time doesn't change even decades later. Flowers still bloom, seasons still pass, everything feels just as it did. But now, I see she was right. The first 10 years feel slow, but the next 10 years easier to endure.
all things pass in time.
After that, the days just pass one after another. Pip gazes at the sky. I don't quite understand. I'll be 17 soon, so for me, this is the 17th spring.
How many springs have you seen?
Over 200.
I don't remember.
You certainly ask tricky questions. Not far away, the mule lifts its head, braying and running off as if it spots something. I'll go get it.
We're in no hurry.
No need to rush, eh? It won't get far.
But
It likely knows this area better than us. It'll come back if it wishes it. No, I made a promise. I have to keep it. What promise? When we met today, I said I would help you. I would help you anytime you need it. I wasn't sure how and when I would give it, but at the very least, I can fetch your mule.
My mule?
Yeah. She looks up, surprised, propping herself on her elbow to better see Pip.
yes, that's right.
Yes, the mule should go to the one who fixed the chi flow. No, to the one who saved the tree. So it belongs to you now. Well, I suppose it'll give me a companion on my travels. It's a slow thing, but it's not as though you're in a hurry. Now that's a jab. That's a jab at Paper Heron. And immortality in general, huh? The sound of the mule's steps grows quieter with each passing second. I should go check on it.
I'll be right back.
You stay here, alright? I'll be right back.
Best be quick then.
Yep, there's the CG. Paper Heron lays her head back down. The rustling of the grass quiets, and the rays of sunlight feel warm on her skin. It's not long before she closes her eyes and drifts off to sleep. 17. The year I went down the mountain with Finch. I was 17 then too, I think. Ah, interesting. So basically saying that, well, somewhere soon after that, she would pretty much be acquiring immortality, right? So I guess she's around the age of close to 20 or around 20. Well, physically was around that age before she stopped aging. But honestly, if you do get cursed with immortality, being hit with it in your either 20s to 30s or 30s to 40s, probably the best years you can be hit with it. Even 40 to 50 is probably still fine. Anything lower or beyond, ooh. Ooh, that's, ooh, I don't even want to go there. A soft rustle from the bush rouses her attention. You're back? Where's Pip? Oh, hey, he's in the picture, actually. She pats the mule's neck affectionately. The mule ignores her instead, shaking its ears and walking over to the tree to munch on the new grass. Good timing. You can help me think.
How many springs?
Have I seen? How many springs have I seen? The same spring breeze blows, the same vitalized grass sways, and the mule gives no answer. Why do I feel like when the mule came back, we just jumped forward in time, and she's just resting here after she at some point returned to the tree, and Pip is already gone ages ago? Oh boy. Is it 200 springs? 20? 1? Or has she lost all her springs? Oh, that's a sentence.
I think.
Master, I thought long and hard on the matter yesterday. Please don't be too harsh with her. We will all leave one day.
In the future.
And when she does, she will walk a long, lonely road.
Don't make her loneliness any heavier to bear.
Oh. Oh. Oh, that got me a little bit. That got me a tiny little bit. They were thinking of her and how she's gonna... how to raise a mule! Fuck you, game. I was just emotional. Then I see the stupid achievement. That's a reference. Okay, then. But yeah, that was a sweet little thing. How do we classify them? Classmates? Fellow Daoists? But yeah, her fellow students were pretty much just hanging ahead, trying to ease her into the whole thing of the long life she's about to lead, right? Oh, that was a sweet little ending. But okay. And yeah, I see that the story about the Gatians has been around for quite a while. Even from this perspective, it's been a couple of 100 years. Interesting. Very, very interesting. And yeah, a bit more morsels about the mountain thing as well was in there. Okay. This is an interesting character story. Pretty much following in the steps of a person who is immortal and just how they are perceiving stuff around them. Bit of an extended look essentially on how she was portrayed in the main portion of the story. So that was pretty nice. Okay, but we are not done yet for today. We shall continue after I'm done with the survey on my own in a second. What did I even give it the survey? I just want to see. But yeah, we shall proceed. Oh yeah, this is the typical team. This is the typical team. Yeah, they're gonna give her best team, right? But yeah, anyway, next up, her character story and voice lines. So let's do this. Alright then, so... Well, I have her on 100%, so this is gonna be everything in one package. Also, after this I'm gonna watch the trailer for Paper Heron that I obviously haven't watched yet. So, we'll see what that one entails. I'm wondering what they're gonna pack into the trailer. Usually the trailers for the characters tend to be either... It's either gonna touching lightly upon the story that was told, or it's something completely different. I wonder what they have in store for her. But anyway, Paper Heron, an Arcanist's work exhibited in the late 14th century, late 16th century, early 17th century, and the 1990s. That's a couple of springs. That's a couple of springs, all right. Okay. Exhibition duration unknown, possibly created in summer. Okay. Originally exhibited in various locations across China, now housed in the St. Paulo Foundation. Sometimes when they write these, they just write unintentional humor. At least this is humoring me for some reason. I hope I'm not the only one. Anyway, medium is Tea of Heaven and Earth. Yeah. Inspired unbroken May branch plant. Wandering at ease. Right, okay, makes sense. Yeah, she has the May branch in her hair, holding it together. And it's perpetually always blooming. Fragrance note, fougere, not sure how you say that. Pink pony, mint, moss, patchouli. Interesting combination. Alright, voice lines. Let's hear this. First encounter, so recruit line.
That was quite a spin. Well now, would you look at you? Time truly does gallop like a wild horse, eh? I am Paper Heron, humble Daoist, wanderer, and very glad to make your acquaintance.
So yeah, I still love that she is addressing the spin of the wheel, which is very funny. Alright, suitcase climate.
quite unlike the kind in Huanzhou. A drizzle through spring blossoms holds no wet, just as a gentle breeze beneath willows carries no cold, they'd say. You could walk in it all day and come away with only a few pearly drops in your hair.
Alright, to the future.
Once, a countryman with ambitions to measure the land with his own feet urged me to put my journey into words. I didn't think much of it then, but lately it feels worth a volume or 2. Or 10. What can I say? There's so much worth remembering these days.
My dear, you could write so many books with your life experience. If you would actually lock in and do it. You could be a bestseller writer. Purely on autobiographies. Good God. Okay, idle?
Why the sullen look, Something weighing on you? Come, sit. Let's see what this coin has to say. Heads and all will be well. Tails and, well, let's just say you're in for a lucky escape.
Sure. Greetings.
Oh, it's you. I'm still settling in. Not so used to staying in one place, see? Especially with so many visitors. Lucky for me, I have a few more centuries to get accustomed to it.
You really do. Morning.
To follow the way is to master the art of flow, unbound and ever at ease. If you're tired, nap. If you're hungry, eat. Speaking of which, what's for breakfast?
That was a very long and winded way just to ask what's for breakfast. Anyway, bon morning?
A quiet morning indeed. Wait, this touch on my cheek. Is it the morning breeze? So soft, so crisp. You feel it too, don't you?
Interesting, yeah, her feelings coming back, right? Night.
I often climb the highest roof I can find. Watch the city lights flicker below. Listen to the laughter riding on the wind. It all feels so familiar. And yet somehow so very far away.
Very melancholy. Bond night.
It was a bright, silvery night. The sort where the moon bathes the world in a thin sheen. For the first time in 100 years, I climbed those stairs again. Through grass that had surely sprung anew countless times. And yet, there it was. The May tree. Looking down at me from atop the mountain. Hard to believe another few 100 years have passed since even that night.
Yeah, talking about the big May tree, and I guess there was where her old school was located under it as well, so interesting. Interesting, yeah. You don't even notice how time goes by, alright? Alright, hat and hair.
The flower on my hairpin? Ah, the May blossom? You like it, eh? It certainly isn't the easiest flower to favor. Admired for blooming in frost and snow, yet cannot bear even the smallest touch of warmth. Quite the temperament, I'd say.
Yeah. Alright, sleeves and hands.
Still does all a sword must do.
Clothing and torso.
Scattered beans turned into an army. A river carved with a stroke of a sword. All child's play to me. Just a ditch and paper-cut figures? Come now. Large or small, life or death, everything is relative.
Hobby.
The lakeside soil is rich. A fine place to grow flowers. I often thought to try my hand at gardening, but I never stayed in one place long enough. Flowers speak of their keeper, don't you think? Even the most talented gardener won't reap much if they tend them without care.
Yeah, again, for someone who doesn't really grasp the concept of time anymore, gardening and stuff like that, something you have to care for each day, would probably not register too much in her head. Interesting though. Well, you can always try. Praise.
Carrying the vastness of heaven and earth in your mind while holding the lives of the small in your heart. If all who practice Taoism were as steadfast as you, the world would be a kinder place.
Aw, thank you, blush. Intimacy?
Here, a paper cutting I made just now. No, not a talisman, not a magic trick either. It's the real thing.
A sparrow, see? Adorable, right? Cute, okay. Chit-chat?
I know people travel by other means these days, but I still prefer to hop on my mule. After all, traveling is best done with a loyal friend by your side, eh?
Every time she says the A, I always think Canadian.
That human-faced bird. Is he a Mianmang?
Oh.
A curious race, given lifetimes upon lifetimes, yet ever searching for a cause worth dying for. I suppose in the end, whether our lives are long or short, we all pursue our own meaning.
Right. Okay, yeah, right. She can meet Gideon in here. Right, that's interesting. Especially because we just went over that in the story. Okay, monologue?
I was once told that a flower, its color, scent, its shape as we see it, exists only within our consciousness. I wonder, after 1,000 miles, if my world will be the same as when I first set out.
No. I think we've established that. No. Okay, deployment?
Your humble Taoist at your service.
Okay, now all the battle quotes.
Very well. Let me try my hand. An interesting one. Let me think on it. The workings of heaven remain constant. Such is the way. Rise. What a bloom. Concentrate and visualize. And that's that. Heaven and earth are one within me. Whoa, easy now. I'm impressed.
Okay.
No, 하슬인가?
Literally the shortest battle victory line.
No, 하슬인가?
Not bad, eh? Okay, inside?
At last, the veil that once distanced me from the world has lifted. Its sights, its sounds, its tastes. I feel them all again.
Right, so that's the first promotion line. Second promotion line.
Be as a humble boat drifting on the world's boundless waters. So shall one find freedom in every land.
Alright, and that is that. Interesting, that mention of Gideon is definitely interesting. Right. I wish that sentence had one or more parts to it. That's a very, very curious one. Alright, let's see. Longevity. Longevity shattered. Invaluable. A white jade sword, broken and no longer holding arcane power, yet still carefully preserved. It once represented a lineage, a sacred duty, a school of Taoists, and a path to immortality. According to the interviewee, its primary function now is cutting various trees. Legendary sword used to cut cake. Beautiful, beautiful. Alright, second item, a scissor cut spring. Okay, vivid, delicate patterns created by folding and cutting red paper. During New Year celebrations in the East, these are used to decorate doors and windows, adding festive cheer. The creator clearly favors May Blossom's designs, likely because their trees grew near her childhood home. Yeah. I don't know if these days this is still popular. When I was a kid, back when I lived a short while in Germany, my folks would always cut like out of paper snow crystal shapes, essentially. That was always fun to do. Anyway, the warmth within. Oh, invaluable. That's her. That's her cup. A common porcelain bowl. A common porcelain bowl from the old days, plain and durable. It was made for holding food and water. The interviewee was lucky to keep one. It's not sold as an antique, but treasured as a keeper of memories. Yeah, right. Attaching, not actually literally meaning it, but attaching very important memories to items is a very common practice. Okay, story parts. Let's see. Immortals, Quicksilver, and Alchemy. One dignitary summoned alchemists one after another to his inner chamber, each excelling in refining cinnabar, mercury, and gold, and possessing unique insights into spirits. Another dignitary dispatched vast fleets across the boundless sea in search of immortals, in hopes of enduring forever like these stone monuments inscribed with great achievements. Death declared their failure. The third and fourth dignitaries learned from their predecessors and proceeded with utmost caution, while the fifth fell back into old habits and met a grim end. The sixth conducted everything in secret, and the seventh and eighth now wait in line. Okay, it seems absurd, but if such a thing did exist, who would refuse a perfect elixir? Who wouldn't choose to ascend to immortality? So, we must cultivate ourselves without a single day's rest? As I have said, the method of longevity does not free one from worldly troubles. Indeed. On the contrary, it may bring more troubles and other burdens. They will grow with time. Like loneliness. Yes, like loneliness. I understand. Are you still willing to study the practice of inner alchemy and take on the duty of subduing the beast? A brief silence. I am. Somewhere in some quiet corner, someone gave this answer. Interesting. The ever-pursuing pursuing hunt for immortality. And someone who decides to just do it. Okay. Part 2. The May flowers blossom as always. There's a May tree on a mountain in Zoo County, said to be planted by the White Horse Immortals' own hand. The tree has stood tall for over 100 years, and thus, as legend dictates, the locals call it the May Tree of Longevity. When I studied Wanzhou as a youth, I often wondered that mountain. That May Tree was the quiet listener of many of my joys and sorrows. 60 years later, I retired from office and returned from the capital. It was a clear day in late spring. The rapise had just ripened. If you say that way, I'm not sure. The wheat was sprouting new shoots. The world had turned quiet. I saw only a young Daoist. Too old and too decrepit to climb the mountain, I asked, "Does the May Tree of Longevity still stand?" She replied, "The tree remains as ever, but you've come too late. This year's blossoms have already fallen." I sighed. The Mayflowers blossom as always, but the people below only fade away. Then I told her my story. The Daoist seemed lost in thought. She said, "I too haven't seen the May Tree of Longevity bloom for many years. Perhaps our meeting, or lack thereof, was written in fate. So, since we've met, allow me to show you something." She cut paper into the shape of May branches and blew them to the ground. In an instant, the branches sprouted, May blossoms covered the sky, and their fragrance filled the air. Seeing their beauty in full bloom, I remembered looking up upon the May tree, and tears streamed down my face. By the time I had composed myself to thank her, she was gone. Only their sweet smell remained on my hands. Stories from Wanzhou, Volume 7. Okay, so... yeah, some old guy who ran into... Paper Heron. Casual note. Now it's called called That May Tree in the Central Park. Who knew they'd build a park there? Carefully written note. That's just what people call it on the BBS. You can't assume that's its official name. Casual note? Fine, you're right. But it's still the same tree. Okay, yeah. And now for the interview, let's see. A time-rich traveler. Starting with Pandora, huh? According to our records, you're traveling to find a way to recover your 5 senses. That's how it started, yes. But I found that simply wandering the lands is interesting in itself. Have you found an answer yet? Perhaps. Perhaps. The way has no form. Who can know what my answer looks like, or when it will appear? Perhaps it's a flower, a leaf, a passing Arcanist, or the pastries she just baked. Or perhaps a piece of paper? I'd appreciate if you didn't look at my notepad like that, Miss Paper Heron. I'm well aware of your fondness for paper cutting. Just joking. Don't worry, we don't use white paper for paper cutting. Wouldn't want to break tradition, eh? Good to know. Now, to the next question. Would you consider using modern modes of transportation for your travels? Of course. I'm quite curious about them. But we recently learned from another interviewee that you plan to ride your mule all the way to Antarctica. Okay. Is she actually gonna appear there? Probably not. They told me bringing a mule on a plane requires mountains of paperwork. That's far too complicated. And I can't just leave the fellow behind, can I? It's not as though we're in a hurry anyway. I say it's the best method. That's gonna be a long travel. Just take a boat. Just don't have Vertin on the boat. A boat is a good solution as long as Vertin is not on it. Yikes. Okay, interesting. So, one of her goals is to reach Antarctica, huh? That's very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Also, they never explain anything about the mule, but the mule seems to... Maybe it's not longevity on the mule? Maybe it is? I don't know. I am suspicious of the mule. The mule just seems to be around. Just seems to be never aging as well. Is the mule somehow immortal? They didn't even explain if the mule was trapped in the tree with them. So I'm like, what the shit is with the mule? Why is no one explaining the mule? Also, the mule seems to be way more intelligent than your average mule. Alright. But anyway, before we wrap this up, we have a trailer to watch. Alright, so there's probably gonna be a jump cut that you guys probably already saw close to the beginning of this episode, so you know what I'm talking about right now. But, excuse me? Excuse me? I mean, I've only seen this thumbnail so far, so I didn't know what this patch is gonna be outside of its title. Aha. Aha. Okay. The next patch will be definitely interesting. The next patch is gonna be very interesting, I would say. Okay. Anyway, there are hold on. Go back. There are 3 trailers. So there's the, let me show it here rather, this is easier. So there's the main trailer for her. Where was it? There. That one. There is this that I kind of skipped last time. This looks like a normal trailer, so I'm curious what this is gonna be. And then there is this crazy thing, whatever that is. That's gonna be the last one. Or sorry, yeah, that's gonna be the last one. Definitely the last one, whatever this is. Okay, first off, main trailer for her. Paper Heron trailer, 1,000 Springs Lived. Ooh, yes, I love the style. Let's go.
Impressive moves.
Oh, hey.
I've spent half my life mastering this sword craft.
Had I known. I'd have practiced mine better.
Oh, this is very wuxia. I love it.
Where did you train?
Great potential, this one. What tricks do you have this time?
Oh, small.
Color dazzles, sound obscures.
Hey, there she is.
Master's punishing you again, is he? Want to try?
It's good.
He has your interest at heart, you know? He just worries you'll turn arrogant.
Ooh.
High hopes for you.
Ooh, this looks pretty.
I am honored to receive this mission, Master.
And that's where she gets
Heron,
the sword inherited.
time truly does fly. The day has come for you to bear your responsibilities.
I only hope I've grown wiser since those days. Seems I'll have more to confess next I visit their graves.
Their graves? Then you are of the White Horse School?
You remember us, eh? I am indeed a Daoist of the school.
Damn.
I have lost. You may do as you wish.
Wait, that 15-minute standoff
Oh, hey.
was about whether to put honey on a few cakes?
I don't mean to be difficult. I just prefer bolder flavors these days.
Each to their own. But why here of all places?
Shall we go to town for dessert tomorrow?
Day's a little busy. At night, perhaps?
Of course. Don't forget it.
Oh.
Just feeling a little nostalgic, that's all.
Oh. The one thing that makes her miss the old days. Oh. That's yeah. That's a thing. Yeah. Okay, next trailer.
Riding a mule, roaming the world, aiding the innocent when chance arises. How many
I
years
see.
have passed? I couldn't say. Time enough to become a master of tricks. Paper cut into spring ushering soldiers. Rivers carved with the swing of a sword. How to reach the way, you ask? I'll tell you. For some sweets and liquor.
You're teasing me again. You call this a soldier and this a river?
Of greatest fullness, deemed a void.
Where are
That
you going?
face!
We're heading north.
Well, it may be found on the left hand and on the right.
More like you can't tell the difference. Paper Heron, wait for me.
She's unintentionally pure comedy. Also, what is that stupid facial expression she makes when she's riding the mule? Okay, now for whatever that third thing is. Good God. This might be only 40 seconds, but I'm too afraid to watch this. What is this? The Grandmaster Paper Heron official trailer? Aha. Why is Regulus in here? Why is a Bishoujo Regulus in here? I am afraid of this. What is this? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh my God, we're doing the whole thing, huh? Such a boring day. What's this? Play to win big rewards? Oh God. Wait. Go back. Become Martial Master and win rewards. Marvelous. Join now. First, choose your path. Oh, is she playing like a Flash game or something? The Grandmaster Paper Heron, 100% legit. Uh-huh. The free spirit, the Swordmaster. Okay, we're going with the Swordmaster. You win! Exchange code Paper Heron live host 0404. Well, this is a scam. Paper Heron stomach rumbles. What to eat? Dr. Seeper. Oh no, Paper Heron's favorite sweet olive cake. Give me Dr. Seeper! No! No! They didn't use that tone! Oh my... Whoever's in charge of meme shit on the team, they know. Okay, I said that, but... that boom, that should have been the Vine boom. Game over. Join the 2.5 anniversary live stream. Okay, I see. This was a stupid. Oh, this was an April Fool's thing. Okay. I didn't even look at the date. That's amazing. Okay, that's cool. That's very cool. All right. Alright, but that will be it then for this episode. Okay, those were pretty interesting trailers for her. I'm not gonna be counting that last one. That last one was just pure amazing stupidity. I love it. Alright, but anyway, yeah, those were pretty interesting trailers. Plus, yeah, showcasing that, yeah, both in this story and in the trailer, that, yeah, that first friend she had since childhood is probably the one memory that still mostly lingers in her life. Probably because it's the realest one, the one she noticed the most, because they grew up together. But then their paths diverged because Heron became immortal, and her friend obviously stayed mortal and at some point passed away, but to her, that relationship probably means quite a lot. As one might imagine, right? But yeah, story-wise, was pretty also entertaining. Again, more stuff on the whole living as an immortal and witnessing time pass by you, like it's nothing. Like time has pretty much no meaning to her. But the mule is leaving me with questions about is it also immortal? What is the mule? Jesus Christ. But yeah, that will be it for this part. Next time we're gonna be checking out the story for Chang then, to see his stuff. Maybe by the time I'm gonna get him also to 100%, he's kind of getting very close. He's like 70% there, I believe. Trying to accelerate that as much as possible, but we'll see. But if not, someone on Discord just recently linked me a webpage with like all of all of the stuff for the characters, like the wastelands and everything, in one place. So if I'm not gonna have him by 100%, I might give that web page a try to just see how it looks and how it functions. Just curious about it, but I can always use the wiki page as I always do. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm just gonna consider it because I think the wiki page also has the costs. Actually, I'm not sure because I never look at that. But I think they also have the lines from costumes uploaded. But if they don't, I have a solution now. I have a solution now for future videos if there's gonna be a character that I don't have on 100%, but or have the character to watch their story or read their file and everything. I can do that from that page, I guess. If everything is there, including costumes and stuff like that, that could be kind of interesting and entertaining, I would say. But that's gonna be for the future. For now, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this part. If you did so, please consider leaving a like. It would help out a lot. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. And if you want to support it more directly, memberships are open on the channel. Like I always say, no video will be behind a membership. It's really there for support. So thank you to all the members already doing so. Much appreciated. And I hope you all have a fantastic day wherever you are. And I will see you in the next one. Until then, bye-bye.